So, we'll ask for some assistance here. Seriously? That's unreal. I don't know how that thing ends up getting so tight, but it does. Try this. There it went. Well, that was unreal. Yeah, that's loose. Alright, last time I did this, I dropped a stupid bolt, drain plug bolt, in the bucket. I'm going to try not to do that this time. Alright. There's 3 gallons of oil coming out of this thing. Okay, behind this cover plate is the paper cartridge oil filter, and there's a little O-ring. Now this cover plate has got 4 bolts on it, and you want to loosen them all the way around or you'll get it in a bind. There's a spring behind it. Oh boy. Alright, that's loose. That's loose. Alright. Alright, what I like to do, once I've got the serious pressure off of them, and there's oil going to come out of this thing. There it starts to come out. Keep the catch bucket under it. There we go. Big old mess one time. Cover plate was stuck. I was new. Called me the new kid on the job. Didn't know what I was doing. I did have the bucket under it because I expected some oil to come out, but I took all the nuts off the studs. Cover plate was stuck. So I bumped it. It popped off. And that oil came out of there. Made a big mess. It was kind of funny after the fact. Used a bunch of that absorbed stuff to clean up the mess that I made that day. Yep, this is my John Deere 4020 tractor. It's the biggest tractor I've got here on my little farm. It's rated at 98 horsepower. There's an interesting story behind this tractor. I don't recall ever sharing it on one of these videos. The tractor was bought new back in 1970. It's a 1970 year model tractor. And it went down to a farm in Plymouth, North Carolina. And that's down on the coastal plains area, flatland down there. Real good soil down there too. The tractor spent about 4 years down there working on that farm. Nice flat land, no super hard work for the tractor to do. On flat land you don't have to pull a hill. Well, after about 4 years, the head farmer of that operation, he passed, and his children had all grown up and gone to school and gotten off the farm. Nobody interested in taking over the farm, so they were selling it. And they decided to auction the equipment. Well, there was a feedlot close by down in that area, and they went to the auction and they made the successful bid on this tractor, and they got it and took it to their feedlot, and they put a front end loader on it. And the poor tractor spent its life trapped in a feedlot with a front end loader on it. It'd get cranked up and run for 10 minutes to scoop some lime or whatever, you know, they were selling out of their feedlot, and then it'd get cut off. Well, I bought the tractor. This is the 17th year I've had this tractor for planting. 17th time I've gone out and cut land up. And the man, I saw it one day. I was on the way home from work. It was before I decided I was going to retire. All right, there we go. You don't want this thing to come flying out of there and make a mess. There's the old one. All right, I like to look at it. It don't matter which way it goes in there. It's the same both ways. It's kind of idiot proof. So it'll go in both ways. And I'm just going to set it in there for now. Nasty. And there's an O-ring in here I want to replace. If I can, should have brought my pick tool with me. Oh, got it. That's the O-ring. I've got a new one I'm going to put in there. But I saw the tractor. It was sitting on a place on the highway. They sell used equipment. And I was already thinking about, you know, taking over the farm, and knowing that if I did take over the farm, I was going to need something big enough to farm with. That little Ford wasn't going to do it. I'd already bought that. I bought that to mow the paths and play with. I didn't really have any intentions of coming over here and farming. Cousin Scotty Rock was running the farm. I was just going to come over here and enjoy living with some space and peace and quiet and privacy. Somewhere to treasured things in life that you can't get when you have to live in one of these neighborhood things where you got people all around you. But anyhow, I turned in there and walked over there and looked at the tractor, looked carefully at it. I didn't know a whole lot about tractors, but I knew what it was because Scotty Rock's daddy had bought one just like it and brought to this farm. And I remember when I saw it back in, I think 1972 or somewhere along in there, I was still a teenager, I said to myself, I said, that's the prettiest tractor I think I've ever seen in my life. And I still think so. I think this is a pretty tractor, just the way it looks. But the man came out. I said, what do you need to get for that tractor? He said, $12,000. I said, well, I just want the tractor. I don't want that front end loader thing. He said, I ain't taking the loader off. If you want it, you buy it like it is. And we were standing there talking. I was making conversation with him to keep him there, because I was thinking, what am I going to do with a front end loader? You know, it'd be something sitting over there in the bushes. A man walked up to us and said, excuse me. And the fellow that owned the place said, yeah, can I help you? He said, what do you want for that front end loader? He said, I'm not interested in the tractor, I want the loader. The man that owned the place looked at him and he said, I'll take $3,000 for it. And the man said, when can I get it? And he said, can you come and pull it off? And he said, yeah, I'll be here first thing in the morning. He said, well, you come pull it off first thing in the morning, and you have a known good check from me, and you can take it away from here. So I'm standing there starting to smile. And that man said, well, thank you, I'll see you in the morning. And he left. And the owner looked back at me and he said, you can get the tractor for $9,000 after they get that loader off of it. I said, deal, let's go inside and let me write you a check. So we did. And went back that afternoon the next day, and sure enough, thing was sitting there, loader was off of it, and he had it up on his trailer. I don't live but about I guess it's about 7 miles, might be 6 miles away from there. And he was going to deliver it for me. He said, I didn't want to see you running down 64 highway with this thing, so I put it up on the trailer. We'll take it over to your place. I know where you live. I know who you are. That's the thing about, small communities. People can say, I know where you live and I know who you are. So I said, thank you. We got over here. He unchained everything. He looked at me and he said, you need to climb up on your tractor and back it down off my trailer. Well, if you've ever backed a tractor, especially one that's got some size to it, down off of a trailer, it's a real neat little feeling when them rear tires start to go down those ramps. It'll get your attention. I'll tell you what, it sure will. But I managed to get it off the trailer, and I've had it here ever since. And it's been a good tractor. It's had the injection problem, injector pump, and load control shaft. The seal's leaking in it. But we got past all that. Well, anyhow, on to the final step. That's the oil I like. Rotella 15W40. Special additives in this oil to deal with soot buildup that can occur in a diesel motor. So that's what I've always used. I've always bought it in the gallon jugs. Price goes up every time I go to buy it. I think I paid $13.99 a gallon for this. It's going to take 3 gallons to fill it back up. So you can do the math and see what an oil change costs you on this thing. I'm going to try pouring into this little funnel and see what happens. Alright. Might go well, might make a mess. Looks like it's going pretty good. Yep, it's going pretty good. I was looking at this just before I was getting ready to do this and saying, dagnabbit, I think I put that toolbox in the wrong place, but it's not bothering me. Little funnel kind of wedged in between the panel and the cooler. So that's working out pretty good. Yep, going right in. Well, folks, I think this is where I'm going to wrap this up. I got a little long-winded talking about the story of how I got my tractor. A farmer's got a lot of equipment on his farm, and he's got a story about how he got every piece of it. And just enjoyed watching Jake Ziegler get his new baler. Everybody, this is Soybean Farmer, changing the oil into 4020. Thank you very much for subscribing to my channel, and thanks for watching my videos. Y'all have a great day. Bye now.